Hello and namaste people of the internet. I am Shashank and welcome to the 420.in. Today we are going to talk about the most buzzing word in cybersecurity industry, which is Pegasus. Pegasus kya hai? So let's find it out from Amit Dubey, who is a cyber expert. So I would like to welcome Amit Dubey. Amit ji, hi. Do let us know what Pegasus is, why everybody is talking about it.
See, Shashank, because this is not a new malware. It has been continuously bothering the governments because it was created by an organization from Israel, NSO organization, in 2016 around. And then it was silently being sold to many government organizations. It came into light when one of this popular case and journalist from Dubai, Saudi Arabia, in fact, he was in his mobile phone. It was found. It was reported by agency from Canada, and then they made it public that there's a virus which can be installed on iPhones and then eventually on Android as well. So this is a very different kind of virus which can actually completely hijack your mobile phone. It can not only see your WhatsApp messages, it can also see your all kind of messages communication. It can even listen your conversation in real time, and it can also copy all your content and can post it somewhere else. So all these powerful features are there with this malware, and it exploits 0 days vulnerabilities of mobile phones. In last year, when in 2000, in fact, in 2019, when it came into public in May sometime, it was actually exploiting a vulnerability through which you could install it on a phone through a missed call. So the WhatsApp eventually had a vulnerability through which this could be installed on iPhones. But then all these vulnerabilities were fixed. So so there were two methods of getting into any mobile phones through Pegasus. One, sending them a link, a website or a news link or something, and having your script embedded in that particular website. And then once somebody will click this link, eventually his mobile phone will be compromised. And another way of reaching to or exploiting any such vulnerability is through missed call or maybe luring them to install something. So these were the standard attack vectors those were used. Most of these vulnerabilities were fixed in 2019, and so even today it's not that simple to use Pegasus with those sort of attack vectors, unless until somebody actually gets access of your phone physically and then install it. So I'm sure I have lots of questions and we can discuss it during this conversation. But this is all about Pegasus, and again, it came into light this week on Sunday when
Right. That's what I
this.
was going to ask.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
the software
exactly.
is there for so long. Then why are we discussing it now? Then why again it is back in news? And again, why the attention has gone back to Pegasus, which has been existing for so long?
So, Shashank, there is a non-for-profit organization, Amnesty International from UK, and it's a very old organization. And they have published a report, and this report says that there are close to 40,000 mobile phones. Those are their list is there on dark web, and out of these 40,000 phones, 40 numbers, I think, belong to Indian people, and there are people from media, there are people from bureaucracy, there are people from politics, and they have actually claimed that this is a list which was used to target people through Pegasus software, and Pegasus was used specially. Now I'm a little surprised here because they are claiming it, so we can investigate and we can go more into this. But then Pegasus was already in public in 2019, and in fact, lots of media houses they targeted Indian government, like whether you have purchased it or whether you have used it. Government was always in denial mode. Why would government again use Pegasus when it is so public, and they can use any other malware, they can use any other spyware? So first of all, this looks a very lenient mistake where somebody can you do the same mistake again and again. So I'm sure even if government wants to put surveillance on someone, they may not go with Pegasus. They may use a number of other technologies those are there. So this looks a little fishy for me because they don't tell us anything in detail in this report. They just say like there's a list, and this list has so many numbers from various countries, even from South American, Mexican numbers, and another some European countries as well, and in fact from Middle East and South Asian other countries as well. So there are numbers for sure, but whether these numbers, so there are two, three questions. First, okay,
Yeah.
even if these numbers were targeted through Pegasus, whether this attempt was successful or not, there's no clarity on it. How could they know this? How could they investigate this? Is it just some list which is published by someone, or there is some technology in place through which we can identify that which number is actually exploited or not? Because even today, if you need to check whether Pegasus is there in your phone, you can install Lookout application, and you can scan your phone through it, and you can easily find it out. But then, how could they do remotely, sitting somewhere else in UK, and then identifying those 40,000 people? This method they have not made it clear, and that's why I doubt on this list.
So, Amit, that is my next question. A software which is considered to be the best spyware, it cannot be found. Say, suppose if you try to find it out on your mobile, it cannot be found, and it's considered to be the world's best. Then how come the list of people who have been spied is out every time? In 2019, this list was out. Again, 21, the list is out. Then how how do we trust that it's a spyware, and also it keeps everything anonymous, the spying anonymous?
Actually, I think there are a set of people that are taking the advantage of these words: Trojans, malware, spywares. They are actually using these technologies in favor of them, and this is a list which is created. Why I'm doubting on this, first of all, because even if some such kind of practice is there with the government, why this list will always have a set of people those belong to a particular section? Why this list? Because government is not against some person or society. They are actually managing large set of people, and if they have to do it, they will actually target each and every kind of person. Sometimes they may even put surveillance to their own people, because those are more dangerous. so
Right.
so there is no such person from their own list, and it seems like this is a list which is created to give special attention to those people those are otherwise not noticed by the government, that okay, these are the people those are targeted, and there are set of people those who are always hitting the government and taking them on head. I think uh, this is a planned move, it seems so, because there is no technical justification yet out in public. And even if these 40 people, those were actually so-called attacked by these
Right.
Pegasus, they have not filed a single FIR. They have
Right.
not gone to police yet. So are they thinking it's okay to be hacked, or let people or let government listen us?
Right.
Or if they are worried, did they engage any cyber expert to investigate their mobile phone or something? Nothing that sort of out is happening. It's only in discussion, and just putting the blame on government. So I think there should be some groundwork, either FIR or some investigation, and then only we can think any seriousness about it.
I mean, a lot of people are asking that always spywares are seen as negative thing, but do we actually need a spyware? And if at all, then what is the usage of spyware? Where should be it used, and how government is actually trying to extract the good things from spyware? Can you explain a bit about it?
See, spyware is a very powerful tool, and first of all, there are many kind of spyware. But then, when you want to use them, you need to find some zero-day vulnerability in a phone. Zero-day vulnerability means something which is not fixed yet, something which is there as a weakness of a phone, but it is not fixed yet. So, and these kind of vulnerabilities will keep coming, and every week we get some new kind of vulnerabilities. Sometimes we find vulnerabilities in Facebook, sometimes we find vulnerabilities in WhatsApp, sometimes in any other application which you are using in phone, whether Google or even OS. Now, depending on that vulnerability, any such kind of malware will be targeted to your phone. We will send it through either link, or maybe any other mechanism, or exploiting that vulnerability and then getting it installed in your phone. Now, this malware will be same, but the method of attacking you will keep on changing because of the 0 days vulnerabilities, because it will not be same. So the vulnerabilities those were used, exploited in 2019, those all are fixed now. Nobody can use the same vulnerability and same method to exploit your phone. If you have a latest phone, if you have updated your operating system, if you have updated your WhatsApp version, I think nobody can use the same malware to target you. Most of these people, those are listed in that particular list. They all are actually very prominent people. I'm sure most of them are using. I think it is that it is mentioned in the list also. Almost 90% of those phones are iPhones, and
Right.
iPhones are considered most safe because it is not that easy. iPhones, normally we do not get 0 days vulnerabilities on iPhones. It is not that simple. It is almost once in a while sort of scenario. So even if somebody is trying to use Pegasus, they may not be able to exploit an iPhone so easily. So
Right.
my point is, and to answer your question, like how why these spywares are created, because in many of these high-end investigation processes where we can't do any further investigation, we need to use some offensive methods to trace out
Right.
those criminals, to find out about their whereabouts and the knowledge about their methods and all. There, with the permission of law enforcement and with proper approvals, we do use such kind of things, but this is always in such critical situations, otherwise not.
Right. What I saw from NSO's website was, and their statement was that they said that their software was only you can be used against terrorists, against drug dealers, against people those who deal in dark web, so that their movement can be tracked. And I guess spywares can be useful in a lot of ways also, so that government can keep a track on illegal and anti-national activities. If I'm not wrong, is that correct, Amit? If you can
Yes. In fact,
explain
yes,
more
yes.
about it.
And it is a worldwide practice. It is not linked to any particular government, or it is a usual standard method to actually investigate terrorists. Those are in some other countries, because they are not into your jurisdiction, and you can't
Right.
do anything which is which is under the law, and sometimes you have to go beyond that. So these are the tools those are used, and for your information and for public's knowledge, I think there are different 100 and more than 100 types of spywares in practice.
Correct.
The funny thing is here, like they have used the same name, the Pegasus, which was already sort of discussed earlier 2 years back, and government was always in denial mode. Do they think like this is the only software or only spyware, or do they think like this is the most effective software? If it is so, tell us the reason, or why there is no other name that they have used for such
Right.
surveillance and all. So I think that those are the things, those are creating these kind of doubts, and I feel there's a lot to investigate.
So, Amit, I believe Pegasus is very complicated, and other software are also very complicated one. But if suppose a layman, if a common man thinks that his or her uh, mobile is infected or is infected by a spyware, so what should he do or she do? Well, how do they check it that if they are infected or not? What are the basic steps?
You see, there are scanners available. As I mentioned, Lookout is one of the very effective scanner through which you can find Pegasus kind of malwares as well.
Hmm.
And otherwise, the normal regular scanners or antiviruses, they were not able to identify Pegasus, and we observed that as well, because of the spatial nature of Pegasus. If you see the earlier exploitation of Pegasus, it was using a feature of WhatsApp. So there was a vulnerability which was considered to be a feature in the WhatsApp, which is giving the access to this malware for the entire phone, not only WhatsApp but the entire phone, and that was really strange. So what all access you give to a WhatsApp application, eventually those all permissions were given to that malware as well. So I just missed your question. Sorry.
I said, if suppose for a layman, if these are
We
not
need to check. Okay, we need to
used,
check then what all. Yeah.
the
So
basic
so the
spyware, how to check that?
so the few things that you should do actually, of course, you can use all these standard scanners. You can use Lookout as well. You can use Virus Total as well. You can use McAfee and all other scanners, and they can actually give you some idea if there is any such malware in your phone. But then, as I said, like most of these advanced attack vectors, those are based on the 0 days vulnerabilities. So there is a high probability that these scanners may not work for that identification. So you need to also observe the behavior of your phone. If you feel like the phone is not working smoothly and suddenly starts giving you abrupt hanging situations, or it is draining the battery too much, or maybe it is sometimes you see some messages are deleted automatically and you have not done anything for that. These kind of things, if you observe uh, uh, and if you notice, I think you can always do a thorough check of your phone, and there are possibilities that it can be identified through those detailed thorough check, which requires manual inspection of your phone and identifying if there is any hidden process which is running in your phone which is actually accessing your critical assets. So if it is there, we can identify it and we can declare, oh, this phone is compromised.
So, Amit, my
But for
last
that, you
question and the most important one is that India, looking at India's demography, that we have so many politicians, so many ministers, so many media outlets, so many activists, and the scale is huge if you see it that way. So, to do such a large scale spying and to carry out such activity, is that possible? And do common men need to worry about it at all? Uh, and will a country spy on their own citizen? Do you think so? Matlab, if you can just give your point of view
so
on that.
so if I'll start asking this question, probably after 2 days you will find a news, you will find another revelation by someone where you may even get the screenshots of the WhatsApp messages of these 40 people publicly being circulated,
Right.
and they'll say, oh, see this, they were spying and that's why this data is out now. So just to prove their point, they can go to any extent. The point is, even if some government is spying these guys, first of all, we need to understand what could be their motive. Suppose you are doing something wrong, and if even if I know about it, what all we could do legally or otherwise. So I don't think these are the right ways government can target any person. There are many other ways. There are many other most sophisticated and legal ways through which they can identify any such anti-national activity, and they don't need to just put surveillance on your WhatsApp and mobile phone,
Correct.
because nowadays mobile is not the only thing which is part of your life, where all you are going and what all you are doing, and all these things are not difficult to identify or to find if
Right.
entire government bodies after you. So I think that is something which we need to understand, just to target a set of people, and then it is not possible even to monitor somebody's 24/7 activities. Even if you install an spyware in your phone, it can happen for once in a while, especially for terrorists and such cases. Even terrorists we can't monitor for all the time, and that's why I think it looks little impractical.
Thank you, Amit, for sharing your experience. And the 420 will be back with most important issue in cyberspace. Thank you for watching to us.
Thank you, Shashank. Thanks so much. Pleasure talking to you.